That last practice.
Take a different path.
Hammer on sheet 2 is Breen. On sheet 3 is McEvoy. Sheet 4 is Brothers. And sheet 5 is Jones. Good curling, everybody.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mayflower Curling Club this afternoon. This is the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, presented here on Bell Lion TV1. I'm John Seidman, joined here today by Caeleigh Jones. Good afternoon, Caeleigh.
Good afternoon to you, too. It's great to be here, and I'm really excited for what today's game is going to bring us.
Okay, and we are here on sheet number 3, which will be Julie McEvoy, curling out of the CFB Halifax Curling Club, competing against defending champion Marianne Arsenault of the Dartmouth Curling Club. Before we get started, we'll do a quick rundown of the teams. Julie McEvoy, the lead is Caeleigh MacLean, second is Jill Thomas, the mate is Sheena Moore, and the skip is Julie McEvoy. And the defending champions, Team Arsenault, the lead is Jennifer Baxter, the second is Jane Snyder, the mate is Christina Black, and the skip is Marianne Arsenault. And as we get started here, a tight guard was just put up by Team Arsenault and Team McEvoy, with Caeleigh MacLean just drawing in behind.
Looks like it's coming in quite nicely there. It's a great shot by Caeleigh.
Looks like it just may have poked out a little bit, but Team Arsenault will probably opt to peel out.
Yeah, it looks like she's just playing a run back. Not too sure if that's exactly where Jennifer wanted to go with her first one. I think they were trying to get it into the house. But it looks like no mistake here. Great shot by Jen. So.
And right on the nose there of the stone at the 4-foot. Team Arsenault sitting the one. Of course, we have 4 sheets in play here at the Mayflower on this Wednesday afternoon. On sheet 2, we have Teresa Breen of the Dartmouth Curling Club facing off against Christy Gamble of the Mayflower. On sheet 4, it is a battle of Mayflower with Emily Dwyer facing off against Jill Brothers. And on sheet number 5, it's Colleen Jones versus Colleen Pinckney, a battle of the top senior teams in this event. Of course, Colleen Jones, a legend in Canadian curling, having won 4 back-to-back Canadian championships in the early 2000s, looking to make a return to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Yeah, it's great to see Colleen Jones and Colleen Pinckney playing in this event. Although they are 2 senior teams, they are extremely good and just as capable of representing Nova Scotia at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts as any other team here is. So they'll definitely give everyone else a run for their money.
And of course, Colleen Jones is really doing well so far in this event, 2-0. So let's take a look here at our feature game. Jane Snyder, the second for Team Arsenault, just coming. Looks like she'll just overlap on the guards and sit one buried at the forefoot.
So, yeah, we're just going to see Julie looking to get the double peel here, anywhere high side, and you should see both yellows go as well as the shooter. Been watching a few games here this week, and the rocks are lively. They're reacting well to the rocks, hitting each other, and the ice is just fantastic from what I've heard.
Yes, the ice has been a great part of this event this year, with a sponsor Tim Hortons bringing in a national level ice maker John Wall to do the ice, and it has been great so far. I looked at it earlier. It was running from one hog line to the other was about 14 and a half seconds, so really fast, trying to imitate the arena style conditions that you'll see at the National Scotties.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's been the struggle, I guess, for lack of a better word, for Nova Scotia curlers who do end up going to the national level, where a lot of the teams out west are playing on these conditions all the time, where we don't necessarily get these conditions. So we want to have a team that's going to, whoever wins this event, we want them to feel comfortable with this ice, be able to play well on it, and hopefully that'll translate into a good finish at the national level.
Okay, so Marianne Arsenault currently sitting 2 points here in the forefoot, and that will be Jill Thomas, I believe, there just trying to get a peel, I believe, on the guard. Just open it up.
So Marianne's going to look to guard that back up again, and hopefully put that guard in maybe a slightly better of a spot. I mean, although Julie could see a little bit of it, there is definitely an opportunity for Marianne to put a lot more pressure on the McEvoy ring.
And don't forget as well, the Nova Scotia Curling Championships here are interactive. We're on Twitter using the hashtag NSCurl. You can send us your questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. Hashtag NSCurl on Twitter.
So it looks like this one did something kind of funny. It looked like it just started snapping there. It must have grabbed something, maybe a piece of debris on the ice, especially since it didn't make it over the hog line. So it's an opportunity now for Julie McEvoy to have access to those rocks and rings, and she's going to make a play on them.
Yeah, we found earlier during the game between Thompson and McLeod that they were having some trouble with picks on the ice, so there may be some trouble that they're finding in the early stages of this game, so it may be something to watch for as the game goes on. And a hit and stick there to sit in the top 8. Team McEvoy sitting 1. Christina Black, the mate for Team Arsenault, just looking to hit on with a little bit of a roll there. May have just rolled a little bit farther than what she had hoped, sitting in the edge of the 12.
Yeah, I think she would have liked to just hit and stick that one where it was, but I mean, it's still in play. It's still a rock that the McEvoy team's going to have to deal with, so they'll be either looking to eliminate both of them or put this rock in a position that makes it maybe a bit more trickier for the Arsenault ring to remove.
So third, Sheena Moore here trying to get the double, but it goes wide and only takes out the back yellow. Still is a Arsenault sitting 1. Of course, in these provincial championship events, we are playing 10 ends with 38 minutes of thinking time for each team. And if the last few games were any indication, we're going to be in for some very tight games.
And just a reminder that programs are available at the main desk or at the main entrance, $5 a pop to support the event. So please get your programs and keep track of the scores.
Now we get our first look at Marianne Arsenault, of course, the legendary skip, a former second stones for Colleen Jones with 12 appearances at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, looking to make it her 13th, as she just draws into the 4 foot just above tee line.
Yeah, so not much here for Julie to work with. I think she'll be happy. Just a hidden stick, and then again, Marianne will do the same, and then Julie will be forced into taking her one here in the first end. It's looking like that's what's going to happen here.
So now we get our first look at Julie McEvoy for this game, the skip of the McEvoy ring here. Just looking for the hit and stick to there, and just rolls a little bit to bite the edge of the button. Of course, all of these teams are chasing the Nova Scotia Provincial Scotties Championship, looking to represent Nova Scotia at the National Championships, the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts at Revolution Place in Grand Prairie in a few weeks, February 20th to the 28th. And defending champion Marianne Arsenault looking pretty good so far through 2 draws of play, undefeated at 2-0.
So Julie will be looking for just to nose it there and take her one and go into the next end and see if they can generate some points there with the steal, perhaps.
And final stone for Julie McEvoy. Just hit and stick onto the stone at the 4 foot. Sweeper's just guiding it in and right on the nose. To score 1, Julie McEvoy leads Marianne Arsenault 1-0 after 1 end of play. And as we get started with the second end of play here, Caeleigh MacLean Just looking for the guard.
It's in a pretty good spot, nice and tight to the rings. Nothing wrong with that. Marianne's just going to look to come around that and probably put it somewhere in the top 4-foot area.
And as Jennifer Baxter goes for the come around draw, we have a few quick updates to let you know with the other sheets in play. Teresa Breen takes 2 in the first end of play to lead Christy Gamble after 1 end of play. And on sheet number 5, we have Colleen Pinckney picking up her single points, leading Colleen Jones again after 1 end of play.
So miss there. She won't be too happy with that, especially since Marianne has hammers. So now an opportunity for Marianne to sit 2 here in the first, or in the second, sorry.
And Arsenault lead Jennifer Baxter just trying to wrap one in behind cover. And she gets it pretty much behind, still a little bit open, sitting 2.
Looks pretty good to me.
Oh.
Looks like she threw it. Maybe a titch. But I mean, the positioning of it, though, it's in front of the tee line. It's in a really great spot. I mean, when you have a team like Marianne, Arsenault, I mean, from lead to skip, you have 4 really solid players, and Jennifer is one of the best leads in the province right now, and it shows with her rock placement. I mean, she's spectacular at it, so well played. I'm just a little heavy on that one. I think they're just looking to come in front of, just sit in front of that yellow stone there, and it just slipped right by it, so.
Now Marianne Arsenault just calling for Jane Snyder to draw, I believe, there to the top of the 8-foot. Update with the game on 4. Jill Brothers blank and Emily Dwyer. First end was blanked, so again 0-0 after 1 end. On sheet 4, our other feature game. So Julie McEvoy just looking to get Jill Thomas to take out the other 2 stones of Arsenault. She got the double, but not the one that she wanted.
That's all right, though. Getting rid of 2 stones is great. I mean, had she been able to throw maybe a little bit more weight on it, you might have even seen the triple go, but that's a great shot, and it definitely changes up this end for them, so that's fantastic. Nothing wrong with that.
And Christina Black with the sweep, just getting it hit and roll to sit 2.
Yeah, it looks like it rolled in a spot that's going to make it, I guess, an easier double. The yellow rock should be able to go over the face of that blue one, no problem. So if she throws this one right, she definitely can eliminate both these rocks.
Okay, so on to third stones from Sheena Moore. And just hits nose on the one stone there.
Yeah, just a little wide on that one. I think she would have liked to at least get nose, if not catch the inside of it. So a little bit of a miss there. And an opportunity here for Marianne to continue setting up her deuce here in the second.
And there we see a lot of rocks moving, and Arsenault sitting one at the edge of the 12-foot.
Just over curled on them a bit. I mean, it is early in the game. It's only the second end. Both these teams are getting used to different paths. Just trying to figure out where it curls, where it doesn't. And, yeah, so it's not uncharacteristic to see minor misses here and there, especially at the beginning of the game.
So Sheena Moore just trying to take that rock out and rolls out the back. Completely clear house. As Arsenault calls upon Christina Black to just come around. As we see Baxter and Snyder just trying to drag that rock in. And we saw a little bit as they were going down of the one sweeper now, and that's a new thing that we've seen in primarily from what I've seen in the men's game. But tell us a little bit about that and the advantages.
Sure, absolutely. So basically the whole thought behind it is when you're the outside sweeper, so meaning, I guess the best way to explain it is if the rock is curling towards you on a hit, if you would become the inside sweeper and be the one sweeping because you're helping hold that rock straighter. And it all has to do on where the pressure points are on when you're sweeping. So you're going to get the most, they call it directional sweeping. So if, say, the other side of things, if you're the outside sweeper, meaning the rock is curling away from you, you're going to get that person on the outside sweeping because it's going to try to make the rock curl more. It's really hard to explain it without, being on the ice and doing it. Yeah. But in theory and the physics behind it, it makes sense because technically if you have two sweepers sweeping a hit, you're basically counteracting each other. Whereas if it's a weight-based shot, like if you're playing a draw into the forfeit area and weight is all you're concerned about, the more power you have, the better. So that's a situation where you'll see both people sweeping.
As we see Julie McEvoy sitting one in the edge of the, actually just full 12.
So I was just going to say, for example, on this shot, they're playing the hit. So the rock will be curling towards, so you'll see here just in a minute when the camera is on Marianne. So Jane, who's on the right-hand side, she would be the one that would be called upon to sweep to keep the rock straight. Now, if the rock were not curly enough, we would see them call upon Jennifer, who's on the left, to be the one who would then sweep. See, as in right now, they need to curl a bit, but now they're like, oh, we need to keep it straighter. We're going to call Jane onto it. And it's really tricky because you don't want to risk, accidentally calling Jennifer on it and having it curl too much, and vice versa, right? So it's something I think all these curlers are starting to learn and starting to incorporate this into their practice and into their tournaments throughout the year. And it's definitely a deadly tool if you know how to use it properly. I think the greatest example is the Brad Gushu rink. We've seen them succeed quite a bit with it, and at first no one knew what was going on. Like, why do they only have one person sweeping? Like, what are they doing? But in theory, it makes sense, and it works.
So as we take a look there with Julie McEvoy, just looks like she's going to try to maybe a low weight hit or something.
Yeah, I think I would say by the ice, it looks like she's thrown probably just like an easy hit weight, a nice control. The main goal of this shot for her is to just eliminate that stone. It's hard to tell if that blue one in the back is still in. If it is, I would think that she would like to keep her rock in the rings, but I think the main objective of this shot is to get rid of that yellow stone so that Marianne does not get to this end. And Marianne's made it difficult. I mean, that roll she made was fantastic.
Yes, an absolutely perfect position. Baxter, and
just nudged it.
Just nudges the guard.
Yeah, that was so close.
So it looks like from the camera angle that we have that the blue in the back is out.
Yeah,
so.
it looks like that from that angle, but from, I guess, being here live and looking onto the ice surface, it looks like it might be in. I'm not sure, but either way, it doesn't really matter. It just the house, Marianne just basically needs to hit the paint with this one to get her 2 points.
Yeah, just hit the paint to score 2. Final stone in the second end from Marianne Arsenault. And now final stone from Marianne Arsenault. Just looking to hit the paint to score 2 points. Sweeper is just signaling that it's there, and great shot as Marianne draws to the forefoot to score 2-1 after 2 ends of play.
Yeah, that was well played. That roll that Marianne made on her first one really set the stage for that, so it was a great shot.
So as the teams have a little chat in between ends, a quick update of the game. There's our other feature game on sheet 4. It is another blank end between Dwyer and Brothers as they played the third end. Of course, excellent curling so far this week. The first time the men's and women's championships here in Nova Scotia have been held together at the same club. And we'd love to have you come down and watch if you don't want if you want to come down and watch. Admission is $5 for round robin draws, $10 for the playoffs, and $25 for an event pass, with draws on from now and right through till Sunday's finals.
Yeah, if anyone in Halifax area, come down and check out the curling. I mean, this is the best curling you're going to see all year here. You have the top teams in the province, and it's a great show that they're putting on. So everyone is welcome.
And again, we are here at the Mayflower Curling Club in the third end between Julie McEvoy and Marianne Arsenault. As we see Jennifer Baxter, the lead for Team Arsenault, just looking to, looks like just try to get to the center line to try to guard the stone, their stone in the 8-foot, and it will just roll over. As we see his offering from McEvoy lead, Caeleigh MacLean just looking to hit and roll as she rolls behind, just poking out the other side. Still Arsenault sitting 2.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a bad shot. It changes up the end a bit, opens up the scoring area, and it forces Marianne to have to deal with those blue rocks there.
And Jane Snyder second for Team Arsenault, just trying to peel out the blues. We'll only get one of them, leaving the other just at the edge of the 12. An update with the game on sheet number 2. Teresa Breen takes one stealing in the second and is up 3-0 on Christy Gamble after 2. Teresa Breen, of course, the finalist from last year, losing in the championship final to Marianne, has a current record of 1-1.
So I'll just be looking for just to either nose or roll over a little bit and sit two yellow in the house.
And she'll get the hit, get the roll behind the blue in the house, sitting, I believe, 2. Thank you very much to my junior director of the Dartmouth Curling Club, Andrew Paris, just commented saying, shout out to John and Carly for doing an excellent job commentating this game. Thanks for tuning in, Andrew, and hope you're enjoying it. Again, we're using the hashtag NSCurl on Twitter, so send us your questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. As we watch this stone from Christina Black, just trying to, I believe, get to the edge of the blue stone of McEvoy, and just nudges it enough to sit 2, and could bring, depending on how far she moved, it may have brought that 3rd yellow into scoring for now.
Yeah, it does. From this angle, it looks like Marianne's team is sitting 3. But still, it's an ideal situation for Julie McEvoy. They have rocks behind the tee line. I mean, there's a couple options. She can either come and play the draw down onto it again, or she can play a double here and bring those other 2 blues into play. And just misses that back yellow one, but makes the nose and is currently sitting 2nd shot.
And Christina Black gets the hit, takes out one of the stones at the back, still sitting 2.
Didn't quite curl as much as they expected. As you can see, they had called Jen there to sweep it and try and make it curl a bit more, but just didn't quite get there. So we'll see how what Julie does with this one. Looks like she's indicating she wants to get the roll. She might be able to get the double on the way by.
And Sheena Moore with the throw, and will just hit right on the nose. A quick update of the game on sheet number 5. Colleen Jones versus Colleen Pinckney. Colleen Jones takes 1 in the second end and is all tied up at 1 apiece. As we continue on with skip stones, Marianne Arsenault, I believe, looks like it's just a hit and roll over.
Yeah, either that or just knows. You don't want to roll into a spot where you're going to set up a double, particularly since there are 2 other blue stones in the house, because then you may be giving Julie an opportunity to get 2 or 3. So I think they're just happy if they just nose, or even if they can flop over away from that stone, just to make the double a bit harder. So that's definitely not a bad spot to leave it there where it was. With the rollover away, you are risking also jamming onto your own yellow, and that would not be good either. So it's tricky when you're left in situations like that.
Of course, Marianne Arsenault, known over the years for her hitting ability. Julie McEvoy, she'll look for at least the hit, maybe take a shot at the double, depending on where it goes, and
yes, quite similar to the shot prior to this. She'll be looking to make the double. And with the double, she'll get a little bit of a rollover behind cover as well. But this one looks like it's running pretty wide, and let's see what she gets here. Almost makes a double the other way. So I think what we'll see here now is Marianne attempt to make a double on those two blues. I mean, she could draw to the open side as well. But if you miss that draw, you're risking giving up 3. So most teams would play this hit and get 1 for sure, if not both. So she'll be looking to get the double here.
And a final stone from Marianne Arsenault, looking to make the double. Trying to hold the line, and she will make the double takeout to sit 2.
That was a great shot. It was a crucial shot to get both of those. Now you're forcing Julie McEvoy to take her 1, facing 2 Yellowstones in the house. And it's not necessarily that easy this early on in the game, so it's going to be a little bit of a tough shot. But she should have no problem in making this draw to the button.
So Julie McEvoy readies for the throw. And final stone in the 3rd end of play. Is trying to draw fully into the 8-foot. Or closer to score her single point and tie up the game.
It's going to be close. Looks like the brakes went on just in time there. From our angle at least. But they are, yeah, it's fine. It's so hard to tell with our angle. How close is it actually?
Yeah, the camera angles can be very deceiving at times. But Julie McEvoy takes her single point, and we are all tied up at 2 apiece. After 3, and Marianne Arsenault will have the hammer in the 4th. Update of our other feature game on sheet number 4. Here on Bellline TV1. Jill Brothers takes 2 in the 3rd end to lead Emily Dwyer after 3. And we get started with this 4th end with Caeleigh MacLean. Very interesting with this match, because it just happens that Caeleigh's mother Carol MacLean happens to be a part of the coaching staff of the Marianne Arsenault rink.
Yeah, and also Stu MacLean, who is Caeleigh's father and Carol MacLean's husband, is coaching Julie's team this week as well. So it's a little battle between the MacLeans here this weekend.
Yeah, family battle here in the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. As Jennifer Baxter just hit and roll out. An update with the game on sheet number 2. Christy Gamble takes 1 in the third end of play and still trails Teresa Breen 3-1 after 3. And now Jennifer Baxter just being called to come around the stone of Julie McEvoy.
Just slips a little deep there. And just slipped a little deep there as well. A big thing is you want to be able to keep your rocks in front of the tee line. I mean, once they're behind the tee line, they're more difficult rocks to manage because you can't move them closer to the button, obviously, because they've already gone by. And they can get you into a little trouble, especially if you're Team McEvoy and Marianne Arsenault now can use that rock to their advantage, because if they can draw down to those rocks behind the tee line, it'll make it really tough for the McEvoy ring to remove them.
So Jane Snyder just drawing into the 4-foot, tried to get to the nose of the stone of Team McEvoy's, but just hits on the edge of it. Jill Thomas just drawing down right to the stone of Team Arsenault's.
No, it's a great shot. They're sending shot stone. Like I said before, now it's in front of the tee line too, so that's good. So Marianne's she recognizes, hey, they have hammer. They should probably, look at getting rid of that guard and opening things up a bit for them.
And Jane Snyder gets the appeal to open up the front. As we are on to Nate Stones, here with Sheena Moore. Trying to set up a guard and just gets across the center line.
Good afternoon, curling fans. Just a reminder that the kitchen and the bar are open for
I heard Marianne ask if Christina would like to go on the left-hand side of your screen on that side and try to tap. So it sort of looks as if they've decided to go with that call. Just drawing down to it. Flops over onto the button to sit one.
Yeah, that's in a lovely spot. Considering, it'd be interesting to see to call here, considering how long the guard is. I know you viewers at home can't see it, but there is a guard that's right there. Now you can see it's just over the hog line. So even though that is a guard, because it's so far from the rings, you can usually, get by it with not much. You can take lots of room to get by it and still be able to make the shot the way you want to. So, as opposed to if that guard were tighter, it'd be a little bit more trickier. So she gets by the guard, probably with about a foot there. Yeah, also didn't end up in that bad of a spot. It's a tricky rock to remove. It looks like from this angle that Marianne could possibly get to the inside of it. Maybe hit and flop over.
So it looks as if Christina Black is going to be attempting the exact shot that Caeleigh was just saying about, with coming in on the outturn side, trying to get to the stone of McEvoy rink that is just biting the button. And maybe flop over. Christina Black with the throw. Jane Snyder working hard on it and just gets by. Great shot.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic shot. It's definitely going to be tricky for Julie to get in there.
Unfortunately, I suppose now the guard that was just across the hog line is starting to cause troubles for Julie.
Well, it is and it isn't, depending on where she plays. I mean, there's so many rocks around the 4-foot area right now. It's tough to say. I mean, I think Julie would be really happy with only giving up one this end. especially when you don't have hammer. There's nothing wrong with a force, and then you can obtain hammer and hopefully generate your 2 points from there.
So now we're on to skip stones in this fourth end of play here at the Mayflower Curling Club on sheet number 3. McEvoy with the throw, looking like she's just trying to draw in as close as she can to that button area, get by the stone of Arsenault, and she does up light. A little bit of a missed opportunity there from Julie.
Yeah, so I think Marianne's just going to play a similar shot to what Julie was looking for and get somewhere in that top button area and set her 2 and make it really difficult for Julie to eliminate them.
A quick update with the game on sheet number 5. The third end blanked, so again up on sheet number 5, 1-1 between Colleen Pinckney and Colleen Jones. After 3. As we go on to the first stone for Marianne Arsenault, this fourth end, trying to as Caeleigh said, have a similar shot to what Julie McEvoy was trying to execute to get to the top of the button.
You can hear them out there. It's all there, they said. Looks really close. I don't think it curled as much as they would have wanted it to. So there might be maybe some sort of slash double opportunity. So you can see where Julie's indicating there with her broom.
From what I can see in our area on the second floor of the Mayflower, it does look like it is there. I know personally I would attempt that shot.
Yeah, I don't really think there's any risk involved with it. I think if you don't make a play at it, you're giving up 2 for sure, if not 3. I don't see anything happening where you could possibly give up more than, I mean, if you think worst case scenario, I don't see them being able to jam it where you're going to end up giving up 3 or 4. So I think if you do this, it's probably your best opportunity to force Marianne into taking 1 or make her a lot harder. Wonder how much weight she's playing at this. She does have to slash it, but it'll be interesting to see if she plays peel weight, firm weight, just normal weight. It's hard to say with this ice. It looks like she's taking quite a bit, so I'd be surprised if she did throw a rocket.
It could be possible that maybe she's attempting to try to stick her shooter.
Yep.
Because if she even hits just off nose on the left-hand side of your screen, you could possibly get the double and stick in the forefoot, maybe.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. And even if you don't get the double, but you get the single out, then you're, like I said, making it much harder for Marianne's team to score too. So I completely agree with that.
Oh, and just goes by.
It looked like a lot of ice. It really did. I mean, I know I'm not out there, but it looked like a lot of ice. It's just I've been finding that I've had the opportunity to watch a lot this weekend. I find that when you're throwing more weight than board weight, you're getting rocks that aren't curling as much. And as you saw right there, it just didn't come up. So.
So now a big opportunity. Marianne Arsenault currently sitting 2.
So I think what Marianne's doing is she's trying to figure out what her best opportunity is to score 3. I'm thinking what she's looking at is wondering if she can, just kind of get to the nose of that blue and push it back a bit and get her 3 that way. I'm not sure if that back blue one is out-counting the top yellow. It looks like the blue one is out-counting it, but I mean, from our angle, you never know, right?
Yeah, you never know.
And I think that if she were to play the draw around the other side, I'm not too sure if her shooter would be the one that she is attempting to move right now. So I think that this is a good call. I mean, either way, she's guaranteed her 2 this way. And if she ends up making it, then she's looking at getting 3, if not 4. It's a little bit of unknown territory. So it's a bit more of a guess as to where she needs to take her broom and so forth.
So here we go, final stone in the 4th end from Marianne Arsenault. Gets by the guard, and oh, what a shot to sit. 3 maybe
for sure.
And they may take a look at the 4th. We don't know. And just 3.
Pushing them anyway, though. Maybe 3? I don't know. I didn't see any signal. Those rocks were, in a similar spot in the 8 foot, but I'm not sure. So, but definitely 3. So that was a fantastic shot by Marianne.
So a quick update of the game on sheet number 2. Teresa Breen takes 1 in the 4th end and goes up 4-1 on Christy Gamble of the Mayflower after 4 ends of play.
And I guess while we have a moment here, we should take a minute to thank our sponsors who, essentially make this event possible. These events cost a lot of money to put on, and we really do depend on support from our local sponsors. So from Scotties, not necessarily a local sponsor, but a well-known sponsor for all of women's curling in all of Canada, Scotties has done so much for you can't even comment on it. It's just unbelievable. So, as well as East Coast Credit Union, who is sponsoring the men's tankard event, which will be broadcasted live here at 8 p.m. tonight, as well as our gold sponsor, Tim Hortons, who does a lot of different sponsorships for curling across the country as well. Silver sponsors, Deloitte. They've been part of the curling community for quite some time here out east, as well as I'm sure elsewhere in the country. And our bronze sponsors, we have Monaghan Square, and it's they're building a condominium street from here. And that comes fully loaded with all different types of facilities. Prices are spectacular. It's definitely worth checking out if you're looking to be closer to the downtown area and whatnot. And New Scotland Clothing Company, which is run by 2 curlers that many people know, the Zachary brothers, Kevin and Scott. And they actually have their own, they have a setup here at the Mayflower Curling Club for the entire week, where they'll be selling their t-shirts and their sweaters and other apparel. And as far as I understand, they're giving a portion back to the club as well during this week. I appreciate it, everything that they do. in terms of the support and helping out with curling across the province and the Maritimes.
So now we get started with this fifth end of play. Team Arsenault sitting one on the button and just guarding at the top. Just looks like it does roll into the top of the 12-foot. Update of the game on sheet number 5. Colleen Pinckney takes one in the fourth to go up 2-1 on Colleen Jones. Of course, as Caeleigh said, the East Coast Credit Union tankard being held alongside the Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at the Mayflower Curling Club. A sneak preview of the games coming up at 8 o'clock here on Bellaline TV1. On sheet number 3, we'll have Jamie Danbrook versus Paul Dexter. Both teams looking to get their first wins of the tournament. And the cat tune in with me on sheet number 4 for the battle of two of the top undefeated teams in the province so far through 3 draws, as Sean Adams faces off against Chad Stevens. Also on during that draw will be Glenn McLeod versus Brent McDougall on sheet number 1, and Jamie Murphy versus Stuart Thompson on sheet number 5. Great curling here at the Mayflower.
So definitely this end, we're going to see Julie really going hard to get her 2. She has hammer now, and she's taking advantage of the corner guard did throw up, and they're going to attempt to make this come around and keep it in the T-line area and make it difficult for the Arsenault rink to remove.
So the second.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a little light, and because of that, it caught some unexpected curl and just didn't quite end up in the spot that they wanted.
And Jane Snyder being called on to peel out the stones of Team McEvoy, and just gets the top stone and goes over the other side.
Very close to getting both. Not sure if you guys at home could catch that, but Jane was trying to steer it with words, yelling at it to curl a bit more, but it just didn't quite come up, so.
So Jill Thomas attempting to replace that guard now has 2 stones right level outside the house guarding, and Marianne Arsenault has 1 stone in the top of the 12-foot, sitting 1. Update of the game on sheet number 4. They're into the 5th end break. Emily Dwyer scores 2 in the 5th end to tie up the game with Jill Brothers. Brothers will have the hammer in the 6th. So Sheena Moore just looking for the hit. And she will get just off the nose. Sit 1. So far as then, it seems it's become a bit tough for the McEvoy team to generate their offense with the hitting ability so far of Black and Snyder really controlling the play while Arsenault has been up.
Yeah, it's been a little tricky for them. However, I mean, they do have a couple guards out front. And, I mean, sometimes you just have to wait till your last 2 shots, and they'll oftentimes call it juice where those last 2 rocks will count, and you'll get your 2 points from there. So you just have to be patient with it sometimes and just work with what you've got and go from there.
So Sheena Moore just looking for what looks like a draw around the guards. Seems pretty good weight to me. Just needs to curl. Looks like it will be fully there. It may be exposed a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's about half buried. So, I mean, there's a couple options. You could see Marianne play maybe, say, hack weight at it and eliminate that way. She can even throw normal hit weight and just play the pick. Judging by this ice, it looks like that's something like what she's going to do. I think she'd be happy with keeping that rock in play somewhere on the other side. And that would eliminate I guess, whether or not make Julie decide whether or not she had to hit that, or if Julie could still play the draw on her next shot.
So as we get started with skip stones here in the 5th end with Marianne Arsenault looking to attempt to pick out the stone of Team McEvoy.
Looks like just over curled on them a bit there.
Could that possibly have been in the weight that she threw, a little bit less?
I'm not sure. I actually, it looked like it was good weight. I thought the ice was good. Maybe she just didn't throw it the way she would have liked to have. I'm not too sure. So, but it looked like the weight that she threw would have been correct for the ice that she took. So just didn't execute it quite the way she wanted to.
Just a reminder, folks, now that we're in the 5-inning stretch, the kitchen and the bar are open. There are still some souvenir programs available at the desk. $5 a Thank you.
So with this shot, Julie's going to look to split the rings. So put this blue rock as far as she can on the other side away from the stone, making it really hard for Marianne to eliminate both, and hopefully leaving the 2-point opportunity still open.
So some Julie McEvoy just a little bit heavier than she had hoped, it looks like, drawing to the back of the 8.
Yeah, and just because it was a little bit heavier, she just didn't quite get that curl that she was expecting. And it's like that Marianne will have a shot here at getting both of those out. It's not a gimme, but it's definitely there. So.
So now an attempt at the double from Marianne Arsenault. Working hard there is Jane Snyder as they hit and just flop over onto the forefoot.
It looked like she threw that little right out of her hand. They called Jane on it to sweep, so it's going to be an opportunity now for Julie McEvoy to nose that and get her deuce.
So here we go, final stone from Julie McEvoy, looking to just nose hit the stone at the forefoot to score her deuce. Sweepers working hard on it, and right on the nose on the forefoot to score 2. Score is now 5-4 after 5 ends of play. Going into the 5th end break. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're watching the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, presented here on Bella Lion TV1.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, a lot different than my other broadcast. My last broadcast was for, doing more of the color commentary stuff, and then now I get to do what's more in my element, the mix of color and play-by-play.
That's awesome. I think it's good. You have a good flow. It's working out well. I like it because you just take your hands on it and just like it. Perfect. Thank you. Oh my god, it was so fun doing it at gym. It was awesome. What happened there was we left and it's like it was super awkward. I was like, I don't even know what to do. Yeah, and you don't really realize until they leave. You're like,
It's really tough to do it solo. Like my And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts, presented here on Bellline TV1. I'm John Seitman alongside Caeleigh Jones here at the Mayflower Curling Club for this Team McEvoy versus Team Arsenault. A little recap of the game so far. McEvoy scoring a single in the first, with Arsenault taking 2 in the second. McEvoy responding with a single in the third. Arsenault taking 3 in the fourth end of play. And then McEvoy taking a 2-point end in the fifth to take us to where we are now. Thank you very much for tuning in on Bellline TV1 for this broadcast. The third of 4 games today, with one more game at 8 o'clock.
John Seitman and his mother Irene are selling very unique fridge magnets to help John get national.
Caeleigh MacLean just looking to draw around, potentially come to the stone of Marianne's at the top of the forefoot.
It's a lovely shot by Caeleigh there.
A quick little update of the game on sheet number 2. Teresa Breen taking a steal of 1 in the fifth end, up 5-1 on Christy Gamble after 5. And Jennifer Baxter just locking her into the top of the button. Also, we're all tied up on sheet number 5 between the top senior teams in the tournament, Colleen Pinkney and Colleen Jones, with Jones scoring in the fifth end, and they are playing the sixth as we speak.
Yeah, we definitely got some close matchups here this afternoon. It's great. Great crowd up here. By the looks of things, we got a great crowd downstairs. We can expect win tonight when people are at work, and they'll come down and check out the action here at the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax. It's $5 for a single draw, and that'll increase to $10 during the playoffs, or you can get a full event package for $25, which is fantastic considering it gets you full access to both all men's and women's games and the playoffs.
Definitely a great deal. To see some amazing curling, some of the top curlers in Atlantic Canada here at the Mayflower Curling Club, competing to represent Nova Scotia on the men's side at the 2016 Morton's Brier in Ottawa, and here in the women's side to represent Nova Scotia at the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Grand Prairie, Alberta. So we hope to see you out here at the Mayflower, and if you can't make it out to the Mayflower, please keep tuning in here on Bellline TV1, and we appreciate you tuning in. So we now have this offering from Jill Thomas of Team McEvoy running it back, getting a bunch of stones moving, but Arsenault still sits 2, 1 at the back of the button and 1 biting the top of the forefoot. And now we have this shot here from Jane Snyder of Team Arsenault. Just to draw in. So that looks like it will finish up in the top of the 8, maybe just biting the 4. Oh, full 4.
It look from our angle here, it looks like she can see some of that yellow, so she should be able to get something going here, maybe eliminate 2 yellows. I think the rock just came a little bit deeper than they were expecting.
So now on to third stones here. Sheena Moore just trying to get the double, but just punches it out.
I think she was trying to get it the other way, and then they realized that, so they tried to get the other one, but they just missed it, unfortunately.
So it looks like from Christina Black, we're going to see a hit, and looks like it will just stick on the edge of the 8-foot, moving the blue stone of Julie McEvoy's over, sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Those yellow stones that are in the center line area are definitely good spots. Julie's getting a good one here from her third Sheena Moore. So I think what they're going to be looking to do is hit this and roll somewhere sandwiched in between those 2 stones.
And Sheena Moore hits on the nose. Unfortunately, not what she had hoped. Now with Arsenault sitting 2.
Yes, it's a tricky call now for Marianne. There's a couple options. She could hit and stick that blue one that was just thrown. That's also an option, is hit and stick the other blue one over there. However, I almost feel like if she does that, she might make the hit and roll a bit easier. Right now, those 2 yellow stones are in a pretty great spot. I don't mind to them, but again, then you might be playing with fire, and you might even set up some sort of double or triple. So I like this call over here. I think this is a safe call. I think that it basically forces Julie into having to make a decision on what they're going to do with their next one.
So now for the second stone from Christina Black, the mate for Team Arsenault. Jennifer Baxter working hard on the sweep. And will hit and roll over to sit 1, 2, 3. May have opened up a potential possibility at a double for Team McEvoy.
Yeah, so that things up. I definitely don't think that Marianne's team was licking the roll as far as they did. For me right now, I think the best option would be not necessarily with that stone per se, but maybe looking at hitting the other stone that's over on the left-hand side and rolling under. Or you play this and get the double, and you eliminate 2 of the yellow stones. That's great too. I think of the 2 shots, this one's easier. And if you're playing the scoreboard, it's probably the more appropriate shot since, I mean, giving up 3 at this point would make you down 4, right? And not within a situation. Whereas if you can force them to 1 or 2 at the most, then things are a bit better. So this is a great call. Whether or not she makes it to make the double or gets a little bit of a roll in, I think both work out great for her. So lots of options with this one.
So the first of 2 from Julie McEvoy, making an attempt at the double or roll over, like Caeleigh was just saying, and will get the hit and the roll and sit second shot.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a tricky blue rock to eliminate. I think it's that was a great result for Julie.
So an update of our other feature game over on sheet number 4. Emily Dwyer stealing 1 in the 6th end to go up 3-2 on Jill Brothers. Of course, Emily Dwyer trying to rebound after a loss during the last women's draw at 8 a.m. against Colleen Jones. And now for the first of 2 from Marianne Arsenault, looking to punch out the stone of Julie McEvoy's using own there at the edge of the 4. And we'll get a whole bunch of stones moving, now sitting just the single at the back of the button.
Pretty good shot, though. I mean, she rolled her shooter over, and she's making Julie have to make a really good shot here to get her stone. And if Julie doesn't make it perfect, then Marianne should have some sort of shot for 2. So really anywhere, I mean, ideally, she can sit right on top of those hearts right there. That would be perfect.
And now final stone from Julie McEvoy. Looking to just come on top of the hearts in the middle of the button. And she will roll off.
Just a bit too much weight there. So it's going to leave it open for Marianne to just nose it and get her 2.
So here you have final stone from Marianne Arsenault in this 6th end of play. Just looking for the hit and stick to score her 2 points. We'll just get it enough to score 2. To go up 7-4 after 6 ends of play here at the Mayflower Curling Club. In this Wednesday evening action of the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts here on Bella Line TV1. John Seidman here with you along Carly Jones. And we get started at the 6th end of play with Jennifer Baxter. As she just draws to, I believe, the back of the button. Caeleigh MacLean attempting the guard, but just didn't curl as much as her skip had hoped.
Yeah, it's in a good spot though. It's covering the 8 foot, and it's something that they could probably use later on. So it's definitely not in a bad spot for sure. So we have the second stone of Jennifer Baxter just coming into the house, just narrowly missing out on the 8 foot, sitting 2 points. Arsenault currently up 7-4 here in this game, trying to advance their record on 3-0 and have a very good start to attempting to defend their Scotties championship. Of course, Team Arsenault winning last year at the Provincial Scotties in Dartmouth over Teresa Breen, trying to return back to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts after an excellent run last year. Marianne just calling for Jane Snyder to hit on the stone of Team McEvoy's at the top 12 and roll over a little bit, and sitting currently 1-2. An update of the game on sheet number 2. Christy Gamble picks up a 1 in the 6th end. Still trails Teresa Breen 5-2 after 6. And on sheet number 5, Colleen Jones steals 1 in the 6th end to go up 3-2 after 6. The sweepers working
hard on this one, getting it right to the tee line.
So Marianne's just going to be looking to have a clean end here. Ideally that she can eliminate any possibility of Julie's team of getting 2 and obtain hammer back and take that with them going into 8. So that would be their plan. So from the signal there, it looks like Marianne's going to try playing some board weight at this one. The guard that Jill Thomas just threw came up a little bit higher than they were expecting. So the rock's a bit more accessible. Obviously, the good miss would be to get the guard and accomplish the peel, but to get the rock in the house would be plan A for them. So it gets the peel, and Julie's going to look to replace her corner guard and get this one a little bit tighter to the rings.
And now on to third stones here with Sheena Moore, trying to replace the guard. And they're just like what we've seen in previous draws, the very fast finish of the stone right at the end, where with the stone hooking in.
Yeah, it was one of those iffy ones. I mean, you want to get the finish, but it went a bit deeper than they wanted, leaving this double opportunity for Christina. And they're really trying to hold it here. Looks like it curled right off her hand. So it looks like Julie's going to change gears here a bit, and she's going to look to sit her 2 now. It is getting a little bit better in the end, so definitely not. It's a great call. And it's going to force Marianne into having to make a good shot to get rid of the blue stones. So not quite where they wanted it, and leaves a double opportunity. It's always tough to know when to switch gears. I mean, had she thrown up the guard, to see Marianne play some sort of tap shot, promoting her Yellowstone to the button, or a draw, and it would have made it even more difficult for Julie's team to score. So I think that it was the right choice to come in. It just wasn't exactly where they wanted it, unfortunately.
So that brings us to the first stone for Marianne Arsenault. Making an attempt at what looks like a great shot. Hit and rolled up. Still.
There's definitely nothing wrong with that result. She ended up rolling to a spot where she's buried. A rock. So it's a rock that Julie's going to have to deal with, and she's going to want to put this in a spot where hopefully she can get shot rock and line it up such that she can eliminate that yellow stone on her next one. So basically exactly where they're pointing their brooms to. She's not taking that much ice, so I guess they're not really anticipating that much curl. I can't necessarily recall in this spot if we've seen a lot of rocks jump or stay straight or not, but it looks like it's the ice to me, for sure. Usually with draws, you do tend to expect to get a little bit more curl out of them just simply because it's less weight, right? So.
And of course, we've seen both in this game and in the previous game that I was a part of here on sheet 3 that the rocks on this sheet really do curl a lot once it does cross the center line. So it does create a little bit of a challenge for the sweepers trying to be aware of that.
It'll be interesting to see where this will go, but I mean, it just looked like a little bit under ice to me. So we'll find out. I could be wrong. Looks like it's coming in pretty nice.
And just gets by there. Doesn't move it enough.
No, but it's a good shot. Like I said, it's more that it turned out really well. I definitely didn't curl as much as I anticipated it. I'm surprised how straight it stayed there. But it's set up now such you can easily hit that blue one that was just thrown and eliminate that Yellowstone. So Marianne's going to have to make a decision here. I mean, I almost think that she can come in as they pointed there. They could possibly look at maybe guarding or just, tucking a piece around that top yellow one. It's a tough decision. You need to make it. Basically, the goal with this one is to make it as hard as possible for Julie to eliminate it and score more than one.
Now final stone of this end from Marianne Arsenault. Trying to just draw down to the stone at the back of the 4-foot right onto the button to put the pressure onto Team McEvoy. And Marianne will come up light.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be too happy with that. I think that there's a hole here now that Julie can come through and get her 3. I really think that it's not that hard.
It does appear to be there that they get through the hole.
I think they get through the hole and they hit it anywhere and it's gone. You're getting 2, maybe 3. Be interesting what kind of weight they decide to throw. I think just a nice controlled weight hit would be sufficient. You don't want to play too quiet of a weight because you want to make sure you get through the hole. And if you're playing a little bit too quiet, it makes the curl a little bit more unpredictable. Because if you throw a little bit more weight, you can anticipate not curling as much. It usually makes it easier to get through holes that are ports as well, the technical term for it. It makes getting through those ports a lot easier.
So here we go. Final stone from Julie McEvoy of the CFB Halifax Curling Club in this 7th end of play. Making the attempt at the hit to possibly score. The sweeper's working hard on it. Oh, it just gets by and scores 3 points. Excellent shot from the skip to tie it up the game 7-7 after 7.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic shot. A little bit of a miss there, and by Marianne, and Julie's team definitely capitalized on it. So well done by the Julie McEvoy rank on getting their 3 and tying the game up after 7.
An update of two of our other games in play. First, our feature game on sheet number 4. Emily Dwyer stealing in the 7th again to go up 4-2 on Jill Brothers. And we are all tied up on sheet number 5 with Colleen Pinkney taking a single in the 7th, and they are playing 8. Don't forget, you can take a look at all the scores from both the Scotties Tournament of Hearts and the East Coast Credit Union Tankard. Go to nscurl.com, and the Nova Scotia Curling Association there will give you all the information that you need to know of the scores and the games coming up later in the tournament. As we watch the first stone from Jennifer Baxter of Team Arsenault, just trying to draw around to the what Marianne was signaling for the top. And just goes deep. It's deeper than what they had hoped, but still a good shot from the Arsenault lead. We have Caeleigh MacLean trying to come down to the stone of Team Arsenault at the 4 foot and gets right on the edge of the stone of Team Arsenault, sitting second shot. An update of the game on sheet number 2. Steal of 2 for Christy Gamble of the Mayflower to go down by 1, scores 5-4. Teresa Breen after 7. Breen has the hammer in 8. Christina Black working hard on that and just takes it off to the side and out the back. Now Jill Thomas just drawing down, a little bit of movement. Still sitting second and third.
So the Miriam will be looking to hit this anywhere nose or on the inside of that stone, and you should see some action and perhaps both those rocks being eliminated.
And Jane Snyder gets all the rocks moving and sits 2 on either side of the 8-foot Arsenault. The defending champions in this year's event, trying to get their 3rd win, and Team McEvoy trying to get their first of the event. Oh, and a tough miss there from Jill Thomas.
It was a straight flash. You don't see that happen too often at this level. It's always tricky when that happens, especially sometimes for the opposing team, because you just don't really quite expect that to happen. So it's not really in your game plan of what are you going to do if they don't make this at all. Right? They took a little bit of time to debate as to what shot they're going to play here. It looks to be they're just drawing over to the open side to lay their 3.
And McEvoy just sweeping it to the back of the 12-foot. But Arsenault is still sitting 3 with, and that is with hammer in this 8th end of play. As we get started with 3rd stones from Sheena Moore, the mate for Team McEvoy. Just riding the center line. Roll, hit and roll over to sit. 2nd shot. Christina Black, the mate for Team Arsenault, just being asked to draw to the top of the 8-foot.
Attention curling fans, the kitchen is open, and today's special is lasagna. For $10, you get a full dinner of lasagna. For $15, you get a beverage.
Curling a little bit more than what Marianne was hoping for, but still sits 3rd shot. All the games currently on the ice are right now in the 8th end of play. Sheena Moore looking for the hit and just gets it and rolls out, sitting 1.
Fully buried actually as well. It's I'd be, if I was Marianne, tempted to maybe play the run back. Play that, then you're saying the 2. The run back could possibly jam on that back yellow. Or just do, as I was about to say as well, the peel, she could also peel. And with the peel, she doesn't necessarily have to throw hard. She can throw it lighter and get the roll over to the other side where she can actually maybe guard her own stones as well.
So as we now watch this second offering from Christina Black. And just ends up nudging off of that guard and out of play. Big opportunity for Julie McEvoy to sit 2 points and put Arsenault under pressure.
It's one of those in-betweens. I mean, you're so close and you want to make it perfect. But you take the guard and you don't do anything. That rock is essentially wasted now, unfortunately. But it's tough in the in-between. You're not too sure what to do. Do you wait? Do you not wait? So, yeah, Julie's definitely going to have to take advantage of this opportunity to put a little bit more pressure on Marianne.
Obviously, we are into supper time and stomachs are grumbling. And John has a wonderful deal tonight for lasagna and dinner for only $15. You can get your tickets at the front desk. So lasagna and a drink is outstanding, and it comes.
So now for the first stone from Julie McEvoy. Just trying to hit the stone of Team Arsenault in the 12-foot. Hits and rolls, just barely biting the edge of the 12-foot. Still sitting 1 right now, fully buried in the top 8. And now the first of 2 from Marianne Arsenault, just looking to get by the guard and take out the stone of Team McEvoy. Just getting by and gets McEvoy's out, rolls over to the other side, sitting 1-2.
Yeah, no, it's a great shot. Rolled a little further than they maybe would have liked, but they accomplished exactly what they were looking to do. And I think now, yeah, there is a double opportunity. It's not easy, though.
Now final stone from Julie McEvoy. Trying to go for the, well, it looks like the thin double. Working hard there and just jams and will give Marianne Arsenault a draw. As long as she gets anywhere in fully into the 12-foot, she will score a deuce of 2 points to take a 9-7 lead after 8. A quick update of our other feature game on Belline TV. On sheet number 4, Emily Dwyer steals one again in the 8th end to go up 5-2 on Jill Brothers. They are playing the 9th. And here we go, final stone. Marianne Arsenault. Sweepers liked it and draws right to the lid. Right to the button, scoring 2 points to go up 9-7 after 8 ends of play here on a Wednesday evening at the Mayflower Curling Club. This is the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts presented here on Belline TV1.
Marianne's definitely going to be happy with that. Taking 2 in the 8th end, it's a great setup going into 9 and 10. And it's going to force Julian to having to probably take 2 here, because if she only gets her single, she's really going to be really working hard to get her steal in 10.
And as we get started with this first stone of the 9th end play, with Team Arsenault lead Jennifer Baxter. She'll just draw to the top of the 4-foot. Caeleigh MacLean just setting up a corner guard. As Jennifer Baxter just sets up a guard, trying to get right on top of the Deloitte logo just outside of the house. Perfect guard.
Yeah, really, it's as perfect as it can get. Great guard by Jen Baxter there.
An update of our game over on sheet number 2. Teresa Breen taking 1 in the 8th end of play. It to go up to 4 on Christy Gamble. Gamble has the hammer in at 9. MacLean trying to come around, just and just gets to the stone at the 4 foot, rolls around and open.
Just a little heavier than she wanted there. I think she would have liked to sit somewhere in front of that rock, but unfortunately she bounced off a little bit harder than she would have liked.
And Jane Snyder makes the hit and stick, hit and roll to roll over to to bite the back edge of the 4 foot, sitting 1-2. And Jill Thomas just takes out the guard of Team Arsenault and rolls over to the right edge of the Deloitte logo on the edge of, the front of the house.
So I think we're going to see, I mean, it all depends on how the end goes, right? So now Marianne's sitting 2 in the house. One of the stones is top 4 in a great spot. So I think we're going to see Marianne throw up some guards and, protect those stones and look to steal a few, making, hopefully for their team, solidifying their win. This one's way out there.
And the stone from Jane Snyder will roll to the back edge of the 8 foot, sitting 1-2-3.
She's not going to be happy with that one. That was a lot more weight than she wanted to throw. And because of that, just did not curl up at all either. So a chance here for Julie's team to take advantage of the situation and make a play on this top yellow stone that is the problem stone for them.
Takes out one of the stones of Team Arsenault, just jamming at the back. Team Arsenault still sits 2 right now.
Just over curled on them a bit. It was looking pretty good, and it just curled a bit and rolled a bit further than they would have liked. Marianne's gonna eliminate it either way and look to be rolling towards the center and kind of keep her yellow stones grouped together.
And a tough miss there.
Yeah, they looked like they were trying to make a curl there, but just didn't quite.
A bit uncharacteristic so far of Christina Black after having made a lot of shots so far this game. As Sheena Moore tries to go for the come around draw. Jill Thomas working hard on the sweep.
just comes up short. So it looks like what they're trying to accomplish with this stone is just to put this one somewhere in the front center area. So basically making the access to the 4 foot tougher for Marianne's team, or sorry, for Julie's team. I like this call. I think that it's smart. And I mean, they're sitting 2, right? So that you need to protect those stones as well. So this shot accomplishes a lot.
And we'll come up just short in this 12 foot.
Just short, but not in a bad spot. It's in a usable spot.
Sheena Moore with the throw is trying to take out a few of the stones of Team Arsenault and gets 2 of them moving.
Pretty good shot, especially now that blue is sitting 2nd and 3rd. I believe that yellow one in the back is sitting 1st still. So it looks like Marianne's gonna go back to that blue stone, which she had attempted to remove with one of Christina's stones, and attempt to remove it again. She could play the come around the center. That also is another option. By doing that, she could sit 2 and be buried. The risk would be if she were to leave it open and leave it double. But I think Marianne's intentions with this is she's looking at the board and she knows that she's up 2 and she doesn't want to give up more than 2. So I would say that that's her rationale behind playing this shot. Now, if it were a tied game, it might be a bit different. You might see her play that come around.
So here we go with the first of 2 from Marianne Arsenault. Gets contact on the stone of Team McEvoy and rolls over to the back 12 foot. But it does still appear that Team Arsenault is sitting the 1 with their yellow at the back. And Team McEvoy calls a timeout to go over their options for this shot.
So there's a few options. One could be you play hack weight, get by the top one, and you remove the yellow and sit 2. just showing the time clocks there to show you how much time is left for each team. So Julie's team does have 5 minutes and 31 seconds left, and Marianne 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Of course, that is thinking time. So it may seem like it's not a lot, but you can play and I'm pretty quick on thinking time. A second option would be to possibly play the double run back, where you hit that top blue one, hit the blue one in the rings onto that yellow. It's a little bit riskier because you risk doubling off blues and leaving Marianne sitting 3, which would not be ideal. But it is an option, maybe a bit easier if you play a quieter weight and not risk that double. What do you think? What do you think looks like the easier option from this angle?
I honestly do not know. To me, the double run is there, but you do risk putting your not being able to put your shooter in a good position and could completely and give an opportunity for Marianne on her next.
Yeah. Or another option is they can play the draw themselves and come around that center line guard and sit 1. And from there, if Marianne misses, then maybe you'll have an opportunity to score 2 there as well. So there's lots of options. It looks like they are looking at that double run back that we were talking about.
A quick update of our other feature game over on sheet 4 here on Bellline TV 1. Jill Brothers taking 1 in the 9th end. She is down 5-3, coming home in the last end. Emily Dwyer, great game rebounding from her game earlier today, where she lost to Teresa Breen. Actually, correction, to Colleen Jones. Sorry. So Julie McEvoy attempting the double run back.
Like I said before, it looks like she's playing quieter weight at it in order not to risk removing both her stones. It's a smart call. Really trying to hold it here.
And the sweepers weren't able to hold it. Opens up that side. Still with Team Arsenault sitting 1 at the back of the 4-foot.
It'll be interesting to see what they call. They could play a hit on that blue. I personally like guarding. I think if you play the guard, they're calling timeout to discuss it. I think if you guard, then you're forcing, if you make your guard perfectly, you're forcing Julie into taking her 1 by playing a draw on the outturn side, which we haven't really explored in a while. So that'd be definitely a hard shot. I mean, you have to make the guard perfectly, otherwise you're leaving Julie a tougher shot, but it would be there. Or another option is that they play the come around themselves as well. There's lots of options. There always are, and it's always a good idea to take some time to talk about them and figure out which one will result in the best result for them. Knew it was coming. Yep, gone.
Team Arsenault, Peter Corkum did come out to, but Team Arsenault did not need him before they decided to call. Marianne just looks like she's going for the in-turn hit. Hit and the roll, and
Oh, wow, that's not what they wanted.
definitely not what they wanted.
And that's just what I was saying earlier, that's the risk that you're playing. When you play that hit, you're risking opening it up for them like that. Play the guard, there's never that opportunity. So I think it might have been just, you really got to think about your call on that one. I mean, yeah, you make it and it's awesome. If you miss it, it's not good. Whereas the guard, if you miss it, they're still facing a tough shot. This is not a tough shot for them.
So now final stone from Julie McEvoy with a chance to hit on the nose and score 3 to take the lead coming home. Still taking her time. Her team does have 4 minutes remaining on their clock. Final stone in end number 9 from Julie McEvoy. Sweeper's not touching it. Looks like it's just gonna curl back enough. And right on the nose to score 3 to go up 10-9 after 9 ends of play.
That end took a quick turn. I mean, I hate to beat it with a bush or like beat it with a stick story. But I mean, I don't know if she should have played that hit. It's just too risky.
It was a very tough call. And quick update, we have our first final of the evening here with Teresa Breen scoring a 3-ender in the 9th end to defeat Christy Gamble. Final score 9-4. Which moves Teresa Breen to 2-1 and Christy Gamble to 0-3. Also, we have on sheet number 5, a current score, Colleen Jones takes a steal of 1 in the 9th end to go up 5-3. Colleen Pinckney after 9 ends. Pinckney has the hammer in 10. And as we get started with this 10th end from Caeleigh MacLean of Team McEvoy, just drawing to the 8-foot. Team Arsenault lead Jennifer Baxter, just setting up the corner guard.
I was going to say it's like a hail me, but I didn't know if you did that.
And an attempt at a guard here from Caeleigh MacLean. trying to protect their stone in the 8-foot, but it will be a little bit heavy. We'll roll right on into the 8-foot. Trying to get by the guard and just taps it hip and rolls in to the top of the 12-foot.
Looks like they just lost it there. It was really nice, and it just snapped on them a bit. So a little bit unexpected there by them, but chance here for Jill Thomas to hit this and keep it around the center line and make it basically block up the entire center for Marianne.
Oh, and a miss from Jill Thomas. Just
a miss, but I mean, getting the guard's not that bad either, right? Because that guard definitely was one of Marianne's friends at that point. It's something she could have used. So if she's gonna miss, that's one way for sure.
Yeah, it was the better way for her to miss, and it does give more options later on down the road in this end. Jane Snyder just attempting to from what we can see, just get on maybe the double, but just gets the one of the two. And gets some separation on the other side. And big weight here from Jill Thomas, trying to get a really good hit and roll. Hits, rolls over. It is a good position though, over there beside the other stone, but it does give an attempt for Jane Snyder to possibly double them out, get all the stones moving. And just hits right on the nose. Team McEvoy sitting 1. Second and third for Arsenault. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock, we have the men's draw 4 of the East Coast Credit Union Tankard. 4 games of men's play, and another draw here on Bellaline TV1 on sheet 3. Jamie Danbrook versus Paul Dexter. Both teams looking for their first wins. And versus Chad Stevens. Both teams at 3-0 looking to solidify position in the playoffs.
It's a great double there by Sheena Moore. That was absolutely fantastic.
And now big change in this end as Team McEvoy sits 1-2 with the other with the stone on the tee line at the edge of the 12-foot, looking like it is counting. As we watch this stone here from Christina Black. Working hard on this one. Sheena Moore here looking to take out the stone of Team Arsenault. MacLean just dusting it off a little bit and gets both stones moving a little bit, sitting 1, 2, 3. We could be in for extra time here if it goes the way that it's going so far.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's still lots of rocks left. I mean, like I've said before, you can get your skipper's deuce, or, I mean, either way, it's pretty open right now, so Marianne should have a shot. But it's setting up really good for Julie here.
So as we watch this stone from Christina Black, just trying to draw to just behind the tee line in the 8-foot.
That's a pretty good shot. It looks like she can still see about probably 3/4 of it, I would think.
I would think it does look reachable. Yes, from that angle, yes, it would look reachable with decent weight there. Just a.
And as I've mentioned this in the past couple of games, but it's awesome that we have this opportunity to broadcast this game and to have from near and far be able to watch and tune in and see what's going on here. I just got word that Sheena's parents, the Gilmans, are watching from Parry Sound, so it's great that they can watch from the comfort of their own home and watch their daughter compete, and it's just fantastic. I'm sure the same can be said for a lot of the competitors here.
It's great to see everybody tuning in from all over. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'd also like to thank our crew from Bellline, TV1, and 45 North for the excellent job that they've been doing so far this week.
Lovely shot by Julie. Great sweeping by Caeleigh. Really worked hard to get that one by, so great team shot.
Oh, and an update, it does appear that Team Dwyer dropped a steal of 2 in the 10th end, which will tie the game up 5-5. They will be off to an extra end with Team Brothers with the hammer.
So I think with that shot, Marianne was looking to freeze it. Just came up a little short. So Julie, she's going to be looking to eliminate the stone. I think ideally she would like to keep it around the same area and really at least have to. It's hard to say. If she noses it, I don't think that Marianne can play a hit on it to get her single. I think she play the double or she'd be forced into drawing. So she can. This is a great opportunity for Julie to really make it difficult for Marianne to force this into an extra.
So here we go, final stone from Julie McEvoy here in this 10th end. We're starting to curl now.
Really got to hold this.
And it will roll over.
Oh, man.
Arsenault sits 1, and she will have a shot to draw for 2 and the win. Miss there for
That's
Julie
so tough.
McEvoy.
It looked like, I mean, it's so much easier to say it from behind the glass, but I mean, it looked like she might have underthrew the bit. Really, the goal of that shot, I mean, yeah, it's awesome if you can stick it there and make it really tough, but really you need to just make sure you get rid of that rock. So it's and you hate to see people miss those shots and miss those opportunities. But yeah, so Marianne did her job, and we'll see if she can make this shot for her win.
So here we go, final stone in 10. Marianne Arsenault draw to the 8-foot for the win. The sweeper's just dusting it off. And right, with the sweep. And not enough, they will score 2 and the win, make the final 11-10. Marianne Arsenault over Julie McEvoy in this women's draw 3. That sends Marianne 3-0 and Julie McEvoy to 0-3.
That was a game of up and downs for both teams. Great shot by Marianne on her last to get her 2. It was fantastic to watch. It was fantastic to be here and to commentate with you today. And for everyone else still listening out there, tune in to Sheet 4 as there is an extra end going on between Emily Dwyer and Jill Brothers, and as well there is the game still going on between Colleen Jones and Colleen Pickney. So any last comments there before we get going, John?
No, just great game. Thank you very much for coming on the broadcast with me, Caeleigh, and we hope to see everybody tuning in again at 8 o'clock as we have another draw of men's action. So on behalf of Caeleigh, myself, and the crew at 45 North, thank you very much for tuning in. Team Arsenault.